Welcome back to another explainer. Today, we are hitting a massive milestone for all you German A2 learners out there, the Präteritum past tense. Based on our source material, we're going to follow what we like to call a grammar to glory structure. That basically means we're moving straight from the grammar theory right into real-world application, covering topics like travel and culture. Okay, let's dive into this roadmap. First up, perfect versus Präteritum. Second, mastering Präteritum verbs. Third, tourism pros and cons. Fourth, traditional German festivals. And finally, putting it into practice. Essentially, we're going to build up our grammar toolbelt first and then immediately apply it to travel and festivals. Section 1, perfect versus Präteritum. You guys probably already know the conversational past tense, right? Well, let's look at how this new concept compares. All right, think about the conversational perfect. For example, ich bin in Berlin gewesen. That is exactly what you'd naturally say to a friend over coffee. Now contrast that with the written Präteritum. Ich war in Berlin. You're going to see this form mostly in stories, formal reports, written texts, that sort of thing. But, and this is absolutely crucial, so pay attention here, the verbs sein, which means to be, and haben, to have, are major exceptions. German speakers actually use their Präteritum forms all the time, even when they're just casually speaking. Section 2, mastering Präteritum verbs. It's time to really build out that grammatical tool belt. Don't worry, verb conjugations don't have to be intimidating. Let's look at two of the absolute most frequent verbs you'll use in German. Sein, meaning was or were, and haben, meaning had. Now, do you notice the beautiful pattern happening here? The ich form and the erstes form share the exact same word. It's literally ich war and erstes war, ich hatte and erstes hatte. That cuts your memorization in half, which is a huge win. Let's hear them in action. Ich war letztes Jahr in Berlin. And wir hatten gutes Wetter. And this brilliantly illustrates the wider rules for other verbs too. For regular verbs, it's super simple. We just take the stem and add a te. So machen becomes machte. Reisen becomes reiste. It's nice, easy, and phonetic. Now, for the irregular verbs, the stem actually changes. Fahren becomes fuhr. Sehen becomes sah. A really great strategy, straight from the source material, is to treat these irregular stem changes like fixed blocks. Just memorize them as solid chunks, and it'll save you a ton of headaches later. So let's load up on some high-frequency verbs, specifically ones you are definitely going to need for travel. We have strong verbs, like essen becoming as. For example, wir aßen traditionelle Spezialitäten. And we have regular verbs, like tanzen becoming tanzte, or how about schreiben becoming schrieb for travel journal, and kaufen becoming kaufte, like ich kaufte ein Souvenir. These verbs are honestly the fundamental building blocks you need for telling any kind of past tense travel story. Let's see how all this builds into something real. Listen to this. Letztes Jahr war ich in Berlin. Wir hatten viele Gäste beim Fest. Ich machte viele Fotos vom Umzug. Das Fest war sehr schön. You see? By combining just a few of these Präteritum verbs, we instantly get this cohesive, supernatural-sounding mini-report about a past trip. It gives you a great taste of the kind of stuff you'll be creating yourself in just a few minutes. Section 3. Tourism, pros, and cons. Now that we've covered the grammatical how, let's shift over to the thematic what and explore the world of German tourism. When we're exploring a topic like tourism, it's always helpful to weigh both sides neutrally, right? So for the Vorteile, or advantages, tourism lets us discover new cultures, neue Kulturen entdecken. It brings huge economic benefits to hotels and restaurants, and of course, it offers a perfect chance to practice the language. But we also have to consider the Nachteile, the disadvantages. Things like high costs, environmental pollution, trash and noise, and of course, overcrowded beaches. Honestly, as someone might say to summarize a pretty common disadvantage, Reiseplanning kann stressig sein. Travel planning can be stressful. And, tourism isn't just a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. Let's quickly break down the different Arten von tourism. You've got Städtetourism, which is perfect for exploring the bustling streets of a city like Berlin or Munich. Then there's Naturtourism, if you're looking for peaceful hiking up in the mountains. Maybe you want a Strandurlaub, all sun and sea. Or Kulturtourism, to hit up the museums and theaters. And for the thrill seekers out there, there's Abenteuertourism, for high adrenaline stuff like skiing or diving. Section 4. Traditional German festivals. Now, what's really interesting about this next slide is just how huge of a role these festivals play in everyday German life. Okay, so here we have the really major cultural touchstones. Oktoberfest, down in Munich, is famous all over the world for its beer, the traditional Trachten clothing, and folk music. Weihnachten, or Christmas, brings families together around those incredibly magical markets and gifts. Then you have Carnival, especially in Cologne, which is just all about wild costumes and massive parades. And of course, Ostern with Easter eggs, and Sylvester, which is ringing in the new year with a ton of fireworks. These events matter immensely. Festivals preserve culture, they strengthen community bonds, and honestly, they just bring so much joy to kids and adults alike. Section 5. Putting it into practice. We have officially arrived at the final phase of our Grammar to Glory arc. This is where you actively combine all that vocabulary with the Präteritum. If you want to sound incredibly coherent in conversation, our source material suggests this fantastic 6-step speaking builder plan. Basically, you introduce the topic, the Einleitung, then you list the pros, list the cons, mention some festivals, share a personal experience using those shiny new Präteritum verbs, and finish up with a simple Schluss, or conclusion. I'm actually going to challenge you right now. Try using this exact structure later to build your own A2 level speaking response. It connects your ideas so logically. And when it comes to writing, here's a foolproof step-by-step procedure for inviting a friend to a festival. First, you start with a proper greeting, something like Liebe Anna. Next, introduce exactly why you are writing. Then, describe the festival, mention the music and the food. After that, clearly state the date and place for the invitation. Give them a heads up on what to bring, maybe comfortable shoes or some water. And finally, sign off with Liebe Grüße. I promise you, following this exact structure guarantees a fantastic result for drafting an A2 formal letter. So, let's see that model letter to Anna in action. Das Fest findet am Samstag im Stadtpark statt. Letztes Jahr war ich auch dort. Ich hatte viel Spaß und machte viele Fotos. Bring bitte bequeme Schuhe mit. Did you notice the brilliant use of the Präteritum verbs in there? We've got war, hatte, and machte. Dropping those in instantly elevates the text. It just makes it sound so much more mature and properly descriptive. Now, right before we wrap up, let's patiently troubleshoot a few common pitfalls. And hey, please remember, it is completely 100% normal to make these exact mistakes when you're learning. For example, you might accidentally say ich war viele Gäste instead of ich hatte viele Gäste. Just remember, use hatte for had. Or maybe saying wir war auf dem Fest instead of wir waren auf dem Fest. Since wir is plural, it always needs waren. Keeping these little corrections in the back of your mind will act as a super helpful personal guide so you don't feel intimidated. I want you to consider these 2 prompts for a moment. Warst du schon einmal Tourist in einem anderen Land? And welches traditionelle Fest gefällt dir am besten? Just let those sink in for a second. I highly encourage you to practice answering these out loud later. Try using the structure, ich finde blank wichtig, weil. It's a fantastic exercise. All right, to finish up, we've got a rapid-fire self-assessment checklist for you. Can you explain perfect versus Präteritum? Can you use war and waren correctly? Or hatte and hatten correctly? Can you talk about tourism and festivals? And lastly, can you write that festival invitation? If you're mentally checking those boxes right now, you are doing incredible work. And if you are feeling ready for even more structured progress, we're talking all the way from A1 up to C1, you absolutely need to check out the Falowen Learning Hub and the Learn Language Education Academy. Just visit falowen.app to continue your journey. So the next time you find yourself telling a story about a wild festival or an absolutely beautiful vacation, will you have the tools to describe it perfectly? Keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next explainer.